Showday racing traditionally showcases the coming stars of the spring. Today, Mannerism and Prince Salieri took centre stage and 6 favourites successful. In the first, it was it was Big Baron who got the money at 7-4 and favourite, made it 3 in a row. He's set for the Melbourne Cup and he's certainly racing well at the moment. Chemin de Fer took the money in race 2, wasn't favourite, but was certainly heavily tried in from 3-1. Just One cantered home in race 3. That was a highly impressive win at 9-4 favourite and a double to Greg Hall. Azuro favourite in the next.
But Azuro, Oliver had a confident look across his shoulder. 2 or 3 to Forget Playing in Big Jamaica. And Azuro hands and heels in the run home. Too good for them. Azuro wins it by 2 lengths, Forget Playing.
A high-quality performance by this Bluebird filly Azuro, her 5th win in 8 starts, and she seemed to have plenty of petrol in the tank at the finish. The Vic Health Cup produced one of the most dramatic group wins at Caulfield in years. Top-weight Mannerism almost fell 200 metres after the start. Damien Oliver kept his head. By the turn she was still last and her hopes looked forlorn. But then, one of the best finishing bursts ever seen at Caulfield.
At the 200-metre mark, Alias Comberbash grabbed now by Black Rouge. Black Rouge hit the front to Alias Comberbash, bows. Mannerism is flashing home. Black Rouge clear though. Mannerism runs to second. Black Rouge in front. Mannerism coming hard. Got there. Mannerism, what a run.
From what seemed an impossible position, an outstanding win, rated by Lee Friedman as one of his greatest thrills in racing.
Reminded me of superimposing some of those Epsoms and Doncasters. I'd written her off after she nearly fell. And she's just picked herself up with top weight and gone home over the top of them. Oh, it's just a sensational performance. I thought, just great.
Just after the start, about the 1200 there, had pressure from the inside and also the outside, and she clipped the heels of a runner and almost fell. I don't know about cool under pressure. I think I was panicking a bit then.
But no panic at the finish. A wonderful win by a top mare. Mannerism doing everything right as she progresses towards the Caulfield Cup. The Underwood Stakes traditionally produces a horse who goes on later in the spring. Today's race boasted the winners of the Sydney, Adelaide and Brisbane Cups, the BMW winner and last year's Caulfield Cup runner-up, and Prince Salieri, who hadn't won for 13 months.
Prince Salieri got a length in front of Sub-Zero. Jim's made heroicity. Prince Salieri, is this a deserved win? Prince Salieri will go on and score by 2 lengths to Sub-Zero.
8 group placings since his last win, but at last a victory for the perennial bridesmaid.
He's been very unlucky. I've seen him being a bridesmaid to all the good ones, and it's good to be able to land. I knew he wasn't far behind them.
Prince Salieri 6-1, Sub-Zero 2's favourite. Delmar running a surprisingly good race, but My Eagle Eye disappointing. 3 Pals, a smart winner in the next.
3 Pals is going home better than Notwithstanding and Skyflyer. 3 Pals just has his head in front. He's finding something under the whip, and 3 Pals has won it a long head.
Somewhere down the track you're going to find this horse winning a very good race. I mean, when I say a very good race, I mean a very good race. You know, I'd like to think as a 5-year-old, yeah, we'd be looking at him having a Melbourne Cup in his keeping.
And who knows, he may be there this year too. He's got 48 kilos in the Melbourne Cup, and it was a fine win today. The last on the program was won by another favourite, Auntie Mary, with Fabian Alessi steering the filly home over Onbalira and Allure. Now the daily double today for 1 and 11, $8.50. The extra, 4 and 2, $16.30. Today's quadrilla, $400.50 for 2,118. The quad extra paid $733.60, and the straight 6, $4,076.60. So the favourites romped home. They were all happy out there today, Ian.
An extraordinary run by Mannerism, Greg.
Fantastic win, yep. Great effort.
Obviously one to watch.
Yep, Caulfield Cup perhaps.
Okay, thanks very much, mate.
Okay.
Now, with the weather, it's over to Edwin Marr.
Thank you, Ian. Good evening, everyone. Well, the numbers haven't been too good in the north of Victoria today because it's been raining and raining quite heavily too. 26 millimetres in the 6 hours to 3 o'clock today at Mildura, 17 millimetres at Oyen, and the rain is about to start falling again if it hasn't already. Temperatures today below average once again. 17 degrees was the highest of the highs at Orbost and also at Point Hicks. Now, on the map of Melbourne today, the rain is heading our way. We haven't had much today on the show day. An overnight low of 10 and a top of 15 degrees. It's been a similar pattern, hasn't it? Now, around the country today, there has been a record set in this particular city in Adelaide, where the rain has been falling so hard it has broken the September average for all time. It happened last month for August. It's happened again for September. So there you are. Buckets coming down also in Hobart, Canberra and some in Sydney after a top of 20. And why has it been raining, I hear you ask? Just have a look at this and you can see for yourself. This is the big rain band, which is going to start moving east, fortunately, and that means our weather will start to improve. The low pressure system is quite visible here, and it has certainly been intensifying today, but as you can see, the passage of it is in this easterly direction. And that'll just leave us in a few showery days, I suppose, a couple of showery days, mainly in the morning, and then it will certainly clear for that grand final, I can promise you that. Still rain in Adelaide tomorrow and quite a few other capital cities, and we'll have a look at our local forecast. Southern New South Wales, showers becoming isolated from the west with a light wind tending southerly and freshening. And there'll be more of these tomorrow, I'm sure, with all that rain developing in the north and continuing in the north of Victoria and moving south. Still, there we go. Minor flood warnings to the forecast for Victoria, and the rain contracting to the east with showers on and south of the ranges. The wind will freshen from a southeasterly direction, but it's probably not going to do anything as far as drying out any grounds where certain games are going to be played. Overnight lows of 6, 7, 8 and 9. Temperatures around about 15 degrees tomorrow in most places. Now, the forecast for the bays, and a southeasterly wind to 25 knots, producing waves of 1.5 metres. Rain easing to showers. The rain has been promised for Melbourne, and I'm assured by the senior forecaster on duty that it will come tonight. On and off, an overnight low of 10 and a top of 15 degrees, and mainly showers tomorrow, and they'll continue on Saturday, but it should become fine in the afternoon. A top of about 17 degrees, completely fine on Sunday and Monday, 19. And now from one extreme to another, we'll have a look at the snow report. And very good to excellent in all the resorts, Ian. Thanks for that.
And thank you, Edwin. Now, if you've joined us late, here's another look at tonight's main stories. Police rule out a public inquiry into the leaking of highly